Hi, Zizaran here with another video about Path of Exile 2, and this is a bit of a ranty video about Rarity in Path of Exile. Is it any good place? Should it be in the game? And how does Rarity work in PoE 2 currently? To do a big update, because we have a lot of new players that aren't familiar with PoE. PoE 1, we also had item Rarity, but we also had item Quantity. And in Path of Exile 1, item rarity would affect the rarity of gear, so whether an item would be blue, yellow, or brown unique. So that was all rarity did. And we would have quantity, which just increased the amount of stuff you got, which also affected currency. Now, quantity, because it affected currency, was such a problem in PoE 1 that they removed it entirely from the game. Completely gone. That makes it a little bit surprising to me how rarity works in Path of Exile 2. The problem of why, by the way, quantity was removed in PoE 1 was that a large amount of players started feeling like it was almost, you were almost forced to wear it. You were almost forced to wear it. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate. And I think for me, I was always a big rarity enjoyer in Diablo 2. And the point for me where I started disliking rarity was when Bisco's collar came out. And that was a item that just gave such a big impact of the rarity. It had like 100% quantity increase of white monsters killed. And it was like night and day. It basically doubled or tripled your drops. So it felt almost mandatory to wear. And that ended up changing most people's build design for the entire league. You would just be like, well, if the character needs a unique necklace, it's a bad build because it can't wear Bisco's collar. And that was not good. So that brings me to Path of Exile 2. How does rarity work and what does it do? So if we see here, items can be normal, magic, rare, or unique, and item classes which do not have rarity, such as currencies, have individual rarity for each item. So in PoE 2, if you're wearing rarity, that means a transmute is more likely to be an AUG might be more likely to be like a Vol Orb or an Alchemy, etc. And I had been running with 0 rarity until maybe 10 hours of gameplay ago. And then I got this amulet, and oh my god, the difference is insane. And obviously I'd seen other players that have been playing solo self-hunt for roughly the same amount of time, roughly the same amount of kills, would have maybe like 20 to 50 divines kind of thing. Like, it is actually that big of a difference. So if you're like, how are people getting hundreds of like exalts and hundreds of divines? Rarity is a huge part of that. Some people are running up to like 500% rarity, and they're actually hiding a lot of rares on their filter. Until I started wearing rarity, I was like, hiding rare seemed preposterous to me. And I was running out of alchemies. I was down to like 3 alchemies at one point, while pretty much only alchemying item level 81 rattling scepters and rings and amulets. That was the only things I was alchemying. Those are pretty far and few between. I'm running out of alchemies. Now that I have, I think it's 76 rarity. Where do we see? On kill effects. 74. I have 74 rarity, and I just got 3 alchemies in 1 map and 4 exalts. And this is now pretty commonplace. I'm a little unsure of my own experience with Divine Orb drop rates, but in the first map after putting on rarity, I did get a Divine Orb. But Divine Orbs are pretty rare, so I, for my own experience, would want a bigger sample size. But we do know that it does affect the drop rate. So to give you an idea of how good rarity is, chat, this is Scry's loot from 1 map. That's 130 rarity map with 165% rarity on the character. 6 Divine Orbs, 20 Regals, 34 Exalted Orbs, 107 Splinters. That's 1 map. Did you get 10 breaches? 3 breaches. Wow, not even 10. Imagine if you had 10 in that map. And I don't think it affects things like this. I actually had 5 perfect Jeweler Orbs just farming local knowledge. So, you know, I didn't have a problem with those. But a lot of my currencies, I had for a very long time, I had 0 Divine Orbs, 0 elements. And I remember when I found my first Divine Orb, people were like, you just found your first one now? Are you not wearing rarity? And I'm like, no, I couldn't fit any. So I actually took a bit of a damage loss, put on this like Giga Rarity Amulet, because this is 70 plus from 1 item. So that seemed very worth it, right? 74 rarity from 1 item. Doesn't have any other good stats, so If I found a backup one, I would Chaos Orb this to try to make it really good. Maybe get some Energy Shield. Should Rarity be this strong, and should it affect currency? I think the answer to both is no. I'm not entirely against Rarity as a stat that makes you find more unique items or more rare items. I think when at the point that you feel stupid for not playing without it, when it's literally like a 5 to 10x different experience than not having it, that's definitely too far. And even like blasters like Fubgun is saying like it's definitely overtuned. On top of that as well, it seems like the diminishing returns is like nowhere near where it should be. In my old age, I think I'm fundamentally against Rarity in an ARPG. I think it ends up taking a lot away from it because you're looking for Rarity instead of power stats for your character. However, the fact that it is mostly on rare items, there's very few uniques. Well, I guess you have Wonder Trap. Very, very few uniques are noteworthy or have rarity on them. And I think that's okay. Because at least you're looking for interesting gear. But so like it's not like I'm gonna rage out if rarity stays, but it definitely needs a significant nerf. So I'm not a huge fan of feeling forced to give up power, which I am now doing, to get rarity. And now it is such an impactful change. Like I'm dropping between 3 and 5 times more than I would. And rarity should not, in my opinion, be the most sought after stat on gear. And obviously very unlikely to get a patch until January. But yeah, I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there. I would love to know, especially from other people in the community on softcore and stuff, do you like that rarity is this powerful, that you literally get 5 to 10, maybe more times the drop rate of currency, of good currency? It's pretty crazy to me. I definitely didn't think it would be this imbalanced. If all they said tomorrow is we are removing all sources of rarity from the game, I'd be like, that's great. I'm way more in favor of that than anything else. That's my 2 cents. Yeah, very curious what people think. But even if all they do is make it unaffect currency, which crazy to me that after Quant being removed in PoE 1, they make it affect currency in PoE 2. That's wild. That's wild to me. I have no words. Crazy. But yeah. That's my little rant. But I'm just a dude, and that's just my opinion. So let me know what you think. Interested to hear what people in YouTube comments want to say. Either way, thanks for watching. So if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.